Hello. In this video, we're going to talk about how to update your measure values manually using the two manual update methods in Scoreboard or Quick Score. So you've created your scorecard. What you need to do now is make sure that you have users in the right groups so that they can update measures. So let's talk first about groups and permissions and what they mean. Groups. In the administrator group, any administrator group, you have these two permissions: update all viewable KPI actual values or update all viewable scoring threshold values. You have those identical permissions in the performance manager groups: update all viewable KPI values or update all viewable scoring threshold values. Those permissions only apply to being able to use the overview screen for updating measure values. So let's talk about the overview screen. When you look at the scorecards that you have created, you can look at any individual measure on the overview screen. On the overview screen, you have a set of information called actual and threshold values. You have the option here to update that measure or KPI value by clicking on the Update KPI Value. Now, this is a monthly value, and I'm looking at July 2010. I can enter the actual value. I have permission to update all viewable thresholds, so I can update the red flag or goal value, and then I can save it. However, one feature is that you can use the calendaring option to update more than one period. If I decide to look at this measure, this KPI, in a yearly mode, and I look at all of 2010. Now you notice I'm using the calendaring feature to click, change my frequency calendar, and then go to that frequency. Now what you see is I can update that KPI 1 month at a time throughout the entire year. If I were to change my calendar view to a quarterly view, I would be able to update my KPI or measure value in any one of those quarters. So this permission, the permission that tells you for an administrator or a performance manager group that you can update all viewable KPI values, applies specifically to updating values through the overview metric screen. The other way to update measures is to use the Update KPI or Update Measures form when you log into the application. In order to use that, you have to be specifically assigned to measures to update them upon login. This is most often used for application users. When you look at an application user group, you see absolutely no reference to updating KPIs or updating measures if you're using QuickScore. The reason for that is that the application users automatically have the right to update any measures if they are assigned specifically to update those measures. They never have the right to change values by updating measures through the KPI or measure update screen. So let's take a look at a user. And we have users here, and we have one user which is Sam Updater. So what we want to do is put Sam Updater into the Update East Coast KPIs group. And we will have done that by having selected Sam from the list, then clicking Add Users. So Sam is now part of that group. How does Sam now get the ability to update measures through the update measures form? We go to the owners and updater screen. We choose the East Coast plant. We say we want to select an updater. And now we're looking at Sam Updater. I select Sam, and now I say I want him to update all of these measure values when Sam logs into the applications. So I click all of those values. I could have also just selected click all. Unclick all, click all. I'm not going to allow Sam to update any of the threshold values. I save that. And now I will log into the application as Sam. So I log off of the application as myself, and now I log in as Sam. Now when I log into the application, I have this Update My KPIs option. I select Update My KPIs, and I now see all of those KPIs that I was assigned to update. And I can go through here now and I can update these KPIs. They happen to be updated already. I'll change one value. When I click Update My KPIs, those KPIs are now updated. Now the trick that I showed you earlier of changing the calendar so that you can update multiple measures works exactly the same when you're using the Update Measures screen. So if I go to a yearly screen for 2010, what you see now is I can update each one of those measures 1 month at a time all the way through the end of the year. This is particularly useful if someone is updating the scoring thresholds for months in the future. You also use this same functionality if you're going to assign a performance manager or an administrator as an updater. Performance managers and administrators can only access the update measures or update KPI form if they have been assigned through the same method that I showed you earlier on in this video. So that's it. It's as simple as that. After you create your scorecards, then go into the application, make sure that you have the ability, if you're a performance manager or a administrator, to update all viewable measures, KPIs, or thresholds. If you want to access the update measures form, assign yourself to those measures through the owner's updaters assignments. If you have any questions, just write helpdesk@spiderstrategies.com. Thanks, and have a nice day.